welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing the newest from Haus Labs, their concealer in shade number 30. If you want to know how this worked out for me, then please just keep on watching my video. Thank you. Okay, so we are demoing the Haus Labs concealer today. I got shade number 30. It's called Medium Peach, and I am super excited to try this out. So this has a very clean smell. What the applicator looks like. It's very flat. I'm just gonna go right in. You guys already know. I'm not putting any anything else underneath. We're just gonna go right into the sides, and it's really like thick. Not the, well, the consistency is a little bit thick. It's not runny, which is okay with me. Put some right there in that little red spot. But what I mean is the paddle, since it's so thick, when you put it in, it's like really kind of hard to get out. Like if you put it in at a certain angle, it's hard to get it in. But nonetheless, that doesn't matter to me. Love the packaging. It's very reminiscent of the foundation bottle. Okay, so I waited a few minutes just to let that settle. We're gonna use, again, the Real Techniques brightening concealer brush. You guys already know. Use my mirror to just dab that, buff that in. And I always like to get concealers that have like a peach undertone, because it helps to cover up that darkness that I have under right here. I have darkness right here, and I usually go in with my matte concealer, you guys know, to cover that up. So that's just one application. Okay, and so that was one application, and that blended out really flawlessly. Wow, that looks really good. And I'm gonna definitely go in with another layer, but let's do the other eye and see how that looks. And I wasn't sure about this shade, but I think this is the right shade. I went based off of what it shows online, based on the foundation shade that you would match the best. So you can see, like, I feel like this eye looks better because I have less darkness right here, but this eye, I feel like it needs a little bit more. So let's do that. I'm gonna do another application on my right eye, and then we're gonna put powder and all that on it. So what I'm gonna do is, since I'm reapplying on this eye, put a little bit more. I'm gonna let that sit, and then we're gonna powder this eye. So let's just tap it a little bit before we go in with the powder. But so far so good. I'm liking it. And we're gonna go in, as always, with the yellow powder from LYS Beauty in the shade Brilliance, using a Real Techniques brush. And I just really concentrate it here, and then I just tap it a little bit on the corners there. And my eyes are a little bit puffy today, so don't mind that. And then we're gonna go in with my other powder from Jouer Cosmetics in the shade Medium. I really need to look up the proper way to say that. And we just flip the brush over to the other side, and then we just cover that. And I'm just bringing it down because I put a little bit there. And this is what that looks like. That looks really good. Can you guys see that? Like with the powder on, it really set it. I think that's like a really good match. So now let's blend this one out, and then we'll set it as well. Just wanted to see what 2 layers of the concealer would look like and see if it's buildable. And as you can see, with 2 applications of the concealer, it really did cover this eye even better, because like I said, this is my eye that gets darker. So now let's set this side as well, using the same powders. And I'm just looking down in my mirror. And then we'll do the other powder too. And I'm sorry if you guys hear any noises outside. It's early in the morning. It's like 10. Well, early for me. And there's a lot of stuff going on out there. So now we're going to go with the Jouer, however you say it. And there. We have it. All right, so this is what it's looking like, you guys. So this is my right eye. Let me not use that brush. I'm going to use this brush. And I really like how it looks. So this is one layer and this is two. So I think it looks really good. Like I look very awake right now, which I need it because I haven't even had coffee yet. So it is now 10:49 and I will check in with you guys later. I'm going to go about the rest of my day. I have some errands to run and then I will come back and we'll do a check-in. All right. Okay, everyone, so I really zoomed in so you guys can see. It is now 2:30 in the afternoon. So I've been wearing this total of, 11, 12, 1, 2. Been wearing for 4 hours now. And I wanted to show you. Can you guys see the creasing right here? A lot. I'm going to turn to the side. Creasing here. The concealer is like literally fading away. You can see that's my natural skin color right here. So it's really faded away all here. I mean, it's still here, but it's faded. It's starting to fade. And I'm just can't get over how much this creased on me. And on this eye too, if you can see. I'm trying to do an angle where you can see it. Like, you see that creasing right there? And it has faded off. I'm going to look to the side so you guys can really see it. So remember, this is my left side. On this side, I only did one application. And this is my right eye, and I did two. Now, the good thing is that right here in the area where I really concentrated it, it's still holding up. But the bad thing is, as you can see, it has that line of indentation right there. And on this eye too, it's peeking through. Remember how it was covered better? It's starting to peek through the darkness. So, yeah. I'm just going to actually probably just take this off, honestly, and just put on a fresh face of makeup and come back and talk to you about my final thoughts. So I will be back and we'll talk. Okay, everyone, so let's talk about this concealer. For those of you who don't know, I did a fresh face of makeup. This tutorial should be up around the same time, hopefully. If not, it will be in the description box. Just check. So anyways, the name of the concealer. This is called the Triclone Skin Tech Concealer, and I got shade number 30. Absolutely love the packaging. This is described as a medium peach. I always go for a peach undertone with concealers because it does double correcting for me. So absolutely love the shade. I think the shade matched me perfectly. I was thinking that if it didn't match, then I would go with shade 31. But shade 30 matched me perfectly, which matches to shade 300 in the foundation, which also matches me very, very well. So let's talk about what I wrote in my notes. It has a mild scent. It smells clean, which ironically, which is funny because it's considered clean beauty at Sephora. This actually is not available until September 7th, so I do apologize for those of you watching this before September 7th. They have 31 shades available, which is a great range in my opinion. This has buildable coverage. I was really in love with how it covered my darkness on my right eye. When I went in twice with it, it looked really, really good. And it blended out like butter. Did you guys see how that melted right into my skin? I absolutely love how that looked. And the coverage on it is really, really good. I apologize, I sneezed. So the other thing now, the bad side. So the good thing is, as a mild scent, buildable coverage, blends like a dream, and it just looks amazing when you put it on. It's beautiful when you put it on. So for me, it creased incredibly badly. Like I was like, what happened here? And I felt like my under eyes look very dry as well. Like that's never happened to me with the powders I use. So it's not the powder. So it's definitely the concealer. And the coverage only lasted on me for like 4 hours, because after wearing it for 4 hours, I noticed that it was starting to come off. Like it was like going away. So the wear time was good, but the end result was not because of the creasing. The creasing was really bad and the dryness I just could not handle. And then another thing I noticed, when I did check my concealer out when I was out and about doing my errands, I'll pop in a picture I am wearing a face mask. If you guys are wondering, I still wear one because I am immunocompromised. It did brighten, look very bright in the sun. So that's really good for those of you who like to have like a brighter under eye. So that's a plus, in my opinion, for those of you who like that. So now, let's talk about the highlights that they have on the website. It's clean at Sephora, which, like I mentioned, the clean scent to it. It is vegan. So those of you who are looking for vegan makeup, this will be in your box. It has a natural finish. I agree with that. It does have a very natural finish. And it says it's good for acne and blemishes. And I would agree because like I have like a little acne right here, a little one that's coming out. And it did cover it nicely. I don't know if you have more severe acne. I can't speak on that because I haven't had that issue. It says it's hydrating and that it's good for dark circles. I would say that it's good for dark circles, but I don't know about hydrating because in the beginning I would say it looked very hydrating, but towards the end of the day after having it for 4 hours, it looked very, very dry on my skin. So I don't 100% agree with that claim. And the description of it is a lightweight, long-wearing, non-comedogenic concealer that does more than cover it, visibly blurs, depuffs, brightens, and conceals with medium buildable coverage. So I agree that it is medium buildable coverage, and it definitely conceals, and it definitely did brighten. And I will say that it did depuff because my eyes were a little bit puffy that morning, in the morning when I put on at 10, and it did help take that off. So I would agree with all of the claims that it says for the description of it. And it says that it's a medium coverage, agree. Finish, definitely natural. It says it's natural. I agree with that. Formulation, liquid. So for me, this is not a very runny concealer. It's kind of like an in-between. It's a nice in-between. It's not super thick and it's not super thin. So that's the great thing about it, because once you just lay it, you don't really need a lot. So I would recommend when you're using this concealer, just apply a little bit and work with it, and then gradually add more if you need more, because you can always add more. I feel like when you add too much, then that's when you run into issues with your makeup application. Just my information. My FYI is what I'm trying to say. Lord, I need to eat. So the highlighted ingredients are niacinamide, known to brighten and boost skin hydration. And then fermented arnica, you guys know she has this in her foundation as well, reduces the look of redness and irritation. And hyaluronic acid complex, which visibly plumps and hydrates. Now, I think maybe what didn't work for me is the fact that they put the niacinamide in it, because I don't have a problem with her arnica because I've used her foundation and I feel like it works great on my skin. And the hyaluronic acid, I don't have an issue with that either. So I'm thinking it's the niacinamide in it, because this thing creased on me like I was just like, whoa, what is going on? So for me, which is funny because I have dry skin, and you would think that an ingredient that's supposed to make you more hydrated actually hydrates my skin. Why was that so hard for me to say? So anyways, I don't know what it is about that, but we have said this before, that whenever I try anything that has skincare in it, my body's like, we don't want it, you know? So with that being said, as beautiful as this packaging is, as good as I feel like the price point is, I think $32 is very reasonable, especially since it's vegan and it's clean beauty. I'm gonna have to return it, unfortunately, because of the creasing. The creasing was just too bad. It was just too bad. Like, I was like, what is going on here? So that is my review for this concealer. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I would catch you guys in the next one. Bye.